code, you will get a zip file, and when you will unzip that, you will get this particular folder called Google. Inside that, you will have these three folders and this readme file, which contain all the instruction which you have to follow to execute this project. Or you can watch this video in which I will explain you that what exactly you have to do. So you will have these three folder and this readme file. So this is the complete source code of the project which I show you in the demo. You will have all the code, and here we have the Next.js template. So the front-end UI template, it doesn't have any functionality, it's just a template. And here we have the starter file if you are following from start to end in the tutorial. So first thing, I'm going to execute the final source code and show you that how our application it's working and what are the changes you have to do to run from fresh. So this is what I have. First thing, I have to open my terminal, and now the very first thing I have to do is to check my node version, because if I come back here I have explained that this is the node version and npm version you have to install if you really want to execute this project. So let's check this out. So we'll type node-v. So I'm using the exact version and I'm using the exact npm version as well. So these are the must version you have to use. Once you have this, after that you have to come back here in the package.json file, and you will notice that we are using these library. We are using XES for making the call to our IPFS. We are using this bcrypt.js, which will hash the password, and then we're going to store into our smart contract. We are using this Etherpad for interacting with the contract. We are using this HTML canvas, which will allow us to convert the HTML template to the PDF. Here we are using this JPDF, Next, React DOM, drop zone for uploading our data. We have this hot toaster, React icons toaster, and we have this Web3 model. So these are the packages we are using, and you have to use the exact packaging no matter when you are watching this particular project and building. If you're building after 10 years, 5 years, as long as you use the exact version, it will work absolutely fine. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing you have to do is you have to get your own API key and secret key. So if I come back here in the component, inside the component, if I take you to the user profile, you will see that here we have this update user. In that, we have this functionality. So we have this data, and here we have this particular function called upload to Infura. And inside that, you have to provide your Pinata API key and Pinata secret key. So this is the two key you have to generate, which I will show you how to generate that. So you have to replace it here, replace here, and here we have this metadata as well. So if I open this metadata, inside that you will find all of these details we are converting, and here you have to also replace Pinata key and secret key. So these are the two places you have to provide your API key of Pinata and secret key. So in these two function, and that's what we're going to do it now. Just wait. So this is the one place where you have to replace it. Simply close this one, and now the second place you have to replace in the upload module. So come back here, come to this section, and here you have to replace as well. So we have upload to IPFS. Simply replace your API key and secret key. Now to get this key, all you have to do is come back, and here I have provided you the instruction that what exactly you have to do. So come back here in the Pinata. So Pinata is a great platform which you can use to store your digital assets information to the IPFS for the blockchain Dapp. All you have to do is to simply click your account and log in. So I already have my account, so I will click on login. So once you will log into your dashboard, you will find all the information which you have uploaded to the IPFS and the document. That's all you will find. The JSON, the PDF, that's all you will find here. Now the only thing you have to do is that in your case, if you haven't used Pinata, then there is no data available. Then you can simply come back to the API key, and from here you have to generate the API key. So right now I have generated these two API key. I'm going to generate a new API key. So I'll click on this new key, and here I have to give the name. So I'll say Dapp. And from here you can have a different accessibility to the API key, but I want to have all the access. I want to upload metadata, IPFS, PDF. That's all I want to have. From here you can able to set the limit. So I will go with the maximum, which is the 1000. I can upload 1000 data with this particular key. I'll click on this generate API key, and it's going to generate the API key and the secret key. So it will give you multiple options to authenticate and provide this data to the system, but I will go with this approach, and I'm going to use this API key and secret key. So simply copy and come back to your code. So all you have to do is to simply replace here. So first we have to upload in our upload. So I'm going to simply select this one, and I'm going to replace. Now come back here, do the same thing with the secret key, select here, copy, and we can come back here and we can simply replace it here. So this is our upload function is looking fine. Now what I want to do is simply copy this portion because we have already updated the key, and now we have to go back to the user profile, update user, and then we have to replace in these two functions. So simply open this one and simply replace this entire header which we have copied. So replaced, change this one as well. So simply come back here and replace, and looks fine. And that's the only thing you have to do. So once you're done with that, so once you update your API key, now comes the smart contract. So this is the smart contract we're going to write in this entire project. It's a pretty huge smart contract. And let me give you a quick overview. So you can see right now I'm selling this 3 plan. If you want to charge more money for the plan, you can simply provide that amount. You can replace that to 1 ether, 5 ether. And here we are charging this particular fund whenever anybody will buy the certificate. So you have listed your digital assets, and when someone buying your assets and they're getting the certificate, so this much amount you will get every time whenever the user will buy, and this fund will be transferred directly to your wallet address, and this much fund is going to be transferred to the owner of the contract. So this will the user will receive, and this is the owner of the contract will receive. You can simply do the modification. This is the file data we have, this is the certificate data we have, this is the user information, and by default we are providing 5 free credit. So these are the information for the user, and we are storing it up. Now if I take you back here, this is the create file, and when the user will create their account, we have the reset one. When they will create their account, we are assigning 5 credit. So this is what we have. Let me open this up, let me remove this one, and here you can see we are assigning 5 free credit. You can increase this to any, and you can change this membership type. So when the user will create its account for the very first time, we are assigning that credit here. So make sure to update this. So this is the entire smart contract. Now before you deploy this contract, I want you to use the same contract which I have deployed and show you in the example. So I have already deployed the contract, and if I take you back to the context, this is the address of the contract which I have deployed, where I have shown you all the example, and this is the ABI of the contract. So let me first run this and show you that everything is working fine. So now to run the application, all we have to do is to get into this particular folder. So I will simply do this rename, and I'm going to copy the name. Open up your terminal. So we are into the main directory. Now we have to get into this particular folder. I'll say cd, paste the address, and hit enter. So I'm into this particular folder. Now I have to install all of these packages. So simply type npmi and make sure to use the exact npm version and node version. If you don't use that, it's going to throw an error. So that's the thing you have to keep in mind. Looks good. And finally the installation is completed. Now I'm going to simply clear the terminal, and I'm going to start the application. So I have to run this particular command, npm run dev. Once you've done that, it's going to start the application on localhost 3000. You can simply copy this, come back to the browser. You can simply close this one, and you can paste it and hit enter. And here the application is working. Now let me show you how you can deploy the contract. You can see that everything is working fine, and we have successfully created the very first document in this particular contract which I have deployed. Now let me show you how you can deploy this contract and replace all the things. So very first thing we have to do is come back here in the contract and make sure to make the changes, whatever changes you want to do. Make the changes as per your requirement, change the pricing and the addresses and the fee which you want to charge. Simply copy this entire contract, and now come back here in the remix ID. Open remix ID. Here I am in the remix ID. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. Create a new file, click on this contract, and I want to create a new file, this time called test.so, and I'm going to simply paste my entire contract. Here I have the entire contract, and make sure to make all the changes, whatever changes you want to make it. So this is the first thing you have to do, paste your contract. Now the second thing is that you have to deploy. You can literally deploy to any network as per your choice. That's all you can do. So you can come back here, and I have a bunch of network which you can pick to deploy, but I'm going to do it on the Mumbai because I have some free MATI which I'm going to use it. I don't have any fund on the other network, so I'm going to use the same Mumbai. And if you want to add any network, all you have to do is to go back to the block explorer to that particular blockchain. So if I want to deploy my contract to the Polygon mainnet or a Polygon testnet, that's all I have to do is to come back here, and I can simply add it. So if I click on this add Polygon network, it's going to add main network. If I change the network to the test, it's going to take me to the test network, and I can add this meta to my MetaMask. If I click, it's going to add. I have already added, and that's what you can see here. I have I have added this Mumbai. So that's the second thing. You can get some free matties. So click on this very first link. You can come back here, and here you will have six options for six different network: Ethereum, Optimum, Arbitrum, like Basis, and Ethereum, Polygon. If you want to go with other network, you need to have at least some real fund in your address. Then you can call the test for set. But that's not in the case of Matty. So I can get it easily even I don't have real fund in my address. So click on this, and I have to paste my address. If I click on this send, it's going to transfer the test Matty to my wallet. As I have already done in the morning, that's why you can see right now I cannot claim. I can claim after 24 hours. So this is what you have to do. Once you make it successful claim, the balance will reflect here, and it's going to have the balance. So make sure to wait. Once you make the transaction for 2 to 3 minutes, the fund will reflect here. So once you have the fund, now it's time to deploy the contract. So to deploy the contract, all you have to do is to come back here and go to this and click on this auto compile. So whenever you make any changes, it will automatically compile your contract and it will generate the artifact. So come back here, and from here you have to check this injected provider. So it will connect with a MetaMask wallet. So just wait, it's going to make it the connection, and it's taking a little bit time. But I'm going to do is I'm going to simply reload the page. Click on this injected provider. Sometimes it's take a little bit time, so you can simply reload the page. So here I'm connected. I can see the fund I have. So this is the exact network I'm connected with, and this is the exact account I have here, BB0. Now I have to deploy this contract because this is the only contract I have. I can simply drag it up. I can click on this deploy. It's going to make the call to the contract and to the Polygon test network. Click on this confirm, and this will make the transaction. So just wait, and it will give you the address of your contract. So finally, we have deployed our contract successfully. Here you will have the address of the contract. You can simply copy and you can expand this one. So all the function we have defined, that's all you will find here, and you can easily able to interact with the contract right from here in the remix ID. But we have built our front end, so we're going to use that. You can simply copy and you can come back to the text network, Mumbai Polygon text network, and you can simply paste to check whether you have deployed the contract successfully or not. And you can see just now we have deployed the contract 28 seconds ago. So everything's looking fine so far. Now I'm going to simply copy the address, come back here, go back to the context, come here, come in the constants, and here you have to simply replace your address, the newly address. So I'm going to simply paste. So this is the address. Now I have to simply make the changes in the ABI. Again, if you're making any changes in the contract, then definitely you have to provide the latest ABI. But I haven't make any changes, so if I not change the ABI, it will work absolutely fine. But let me show you how you can get the ABI. So if you make any changes, come back here and you will have the ABI in the artifact. So click on this artifact, and this is what we have called our contract. So we have this one. If I simply scroll all the way down here, you will find that here I have that. This is the exact name I have given, file sharing Dapp, and that's the ABI. Simply click on this, select all, copy, and that's, we can come back here, remove and paste here. So this is the entire ABI of our contract which we're going to use to interact with our contract. So this is the second step you have to do. First, deploy and replace the ABI and the address. So once you're done with that, now we can start our application. So if I open it up, if I stop the application, and if I start it, npm run dev, it's going to open the application. This is one of the projects which you have to include in your portfolio. So this is the course which I have launched, which will teach you every single thing about the blockchain development and what exactly you have to learn to master blockchain development. So make sure to watch this video where I have explained every single thing. And here we have the technology. So you will master complete Solidity course, programming language. Here we have the extra modules. We have the NFT marketplace project where you go deal with the different contract, multi-complex contract. We'll have some crash course on HTML, CSS, React, Tailwind, Hard Hat, MetaMask, and Web3 provider. So this is the complete package for you to master blockchain development. So make sure to check that one. So hope you guys have understood that what exactly you have to do, and we have also provided you the starter file. You can come back to the GitHub repository, and the link I have provided you, from there you can simply download the starter file and also the final source code. So that's the only thing from